Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. George Kasenga. I am the Director for International Enrollment Management with the University of Colorado, Denver, and I'm really excited to have you joining us today for this information session. Today, we have students from every continent except Antarctica registered and joining today's webinar. We have over 45 different countries represented and hundreds of students. So there's a lot of interest in Denver, Colorado in the United States, and specifically with the University of Colorado, Denver. Today's session is all about the programs that we offer and how you can learn more both today and through our website and through social media and by contacting us through email. During today's webinar, you have the option to use a chat feature. Please look for this chat feature, ask any questions that you have. I will monitor it through the presentation and I'll answer questions as they come up, but also some of our international students and staff members will be in today's information session answering those questions as they come up. Also, when you registered for today's presentation, you had the opportunity to ask questions. We are in the process of answering all of those questions. We expect them to be done by the end of the week. So after today's presentation, you're going to receive a thank you message with a copy of the PowerPoint slides, as well as in a day or two, a link to the video of today's presentation. And we're also going to be answering all of the questions that were asked during the registration process. So let me get into the presentation, and again, really excited to have you here today, and I look forward to sharing with you my passion for the University of Colorado, Denver, so you can determine if this is going to be, if our institution is going to be a good fit for you. So, a brief introduction to the University of Colorado, Denver. What we're going to go through are some facts and figures, location and safety. I'm going to talk about the 13 schools and colleges and the over 140 different majors that we have. And of course, I'm going to talk about the application process and the cost to attend CU Denver. If at any time during today's presentation, you'd like to sign up to get on our mailing list to learn some things about the university or to ask some questions, you'll see in the bottom of the presentation, it's our website, international.ucdenver.edu/tellmemore. And you could visit this website anytime and register to get your questions answered or to sign up for our information that we share. So some facts and figures about the University of Colorado, Denver. Our nickname is CU Denver. So sometimes you'll see our brand is CU in the city because Denver is the capital city of Colorado in the United States. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later in the presentation. We are a medium-sized comprehensive research university. For the United States, a large university might have 80,000 students, and a small university may only have 1,000 or 2,000 students. So we are at about 18,000 students. So we are a medium-sized research university. We also have two locations. We have downtown Denver campus, and then we also have our medical campus, which is about 15 kilometers away. And we have convenient shuttle transportation between the two campuses if you ever needed to get to the other one. We are, of course, an accredited institution in the United States, so we have the appropriate accreditations for recognition in the United States. And as I mentioned before, we have the downtown Denver and our medical campus. They're about 15 kilometers apart. We are just bringing in our new class this year. It looks like we are about to have the largest class in the history of the University of Colorado, Denver, our new incoming class. So we're really excited about that. We have a lot of international students joining us. It looks like we're going to be about 8% international on our campus. And so, of course, I love having that. Usually that means around 75 to 80 different countries represented. So there's a lot of diversity. And the city of Denver is very welcoming to our international student population. The people are friendly, but we also have a lot of ethnic grocery stores and special shops that cater to the needs of international students. So it's really nice. The University of Colorado has a history that goes back as far as 1883. But our location hasn't been in the city since 1883, but the roots of the University of Colorado go back that far. It's important to talk a little bit about rankings. When you are looking at rankings, one of the first questions I like to ask is how many institutions are there in the United States? When I talk to students about this, sometimes they will say 500, or maybe they'll say 10, or maybe they'll say 10,000. But this is an important thing when you're looking at rankings to understand how many institutions there are. If we're thinking about traditional, classrooms with desks and chalkboards and smart classrooms with brick buildings. There are around 4,600 institutions in the United States that are recognized. If we include all of the recognized online programs as well, then there are over 6,000 higher education programs that are recognized in the United States. So understanding how many students or how many institutions there are, I then want to go and look at some of our rankings. US News and World Report is one of the most common requests we are asked about when it comes to ranking. So as a global university, we're recognized as being in the top 200. We were ranked 194. So in the US, that means there are 6,000 institutions, and here we're also talking about global recognition. We are in the top 200, so I'm very proud of that. As a national university, this means looking at public and private universities on the same list for the United States. Again, we're in the top 200, so very, very proud of what we've accomplished there. As a public school, we're 106 this year, so almost in the top 100 institutions in the United States. When you think about rankings, I would also encourage you to look at the ranking of the individual program you might be interested in, if that is an option for you, or maybe looking at the rank of some of the faculty and where they went to school. But for us this year, and these rankings are still coming in, for public affairs, we're a top 34 school. In business, we were ranked 94. For engineering, we were in the top 150, we were number 151, so right around the top 150 schools in the US. Another ranking we get asked about is called QS World University Ranking. This year they have us at number 374. So for all the potential universities that are out there, we're really among the very top % of institutions, and it's an exciting place to work. I've been here for 6 years myself, and I absolutely love being a part of the University of Colorado, Denver, seeing students who come in to maybe first study English at our ESL Academy. Then they'll pursue a bachelor's degree, and then maybe go on to a master's, or they're joining us to do their doctoral research or be a postdoc. We have students from all parts of the world doing all types of higher education with us, so it's a really exciting place to be. At the bottom of this page, I know it is a bit of a long link, but I'm going to send you this presentation as part of the follow-up. That link will take you to a place on our website where you can look at a larger list of all the rankings that we have available for you. Okay, I mentioned earlier, we have 13 different schools and colleges. The list I have for both campuses. The list here is focused on our downtown Denver campus, where we have architecture and planning, we have arts and media, business, education and human development, engineering and applied science, liberal arts and sciences, and then also public affairs. So these are all of our downtown Denver schools and colleges. But we also have several very strong, very popular majors. Those have been 3D animation this year, architecture, bioengineering, popular music, public health, sports and entertainment management. These are programs that have been of high interest for our international student population. As our new class comes in and we verify what that list of majors is, I'll update this information to see what the strongest majors were, or most popular majors were, for fall of 2017 or August of 2017. I also want to stress that we have an ESL Academy. This is for perfecting or improving your academic English. It is very common for students who are coming from a country where English is a primary language to still come for a summer and spend 8 weeks with us in our ESL Academy to perfect their academic English. It is one thing to have a skill set for conversational English, but we know at CU Denver that the students who attend the ESL Academy and then move into their academic program have stronger or higher GPAs than our students who work to just meet the minimum TOEFL, IELTS, or PTE score. We will, and I'll talk about language proficiency in a little bit. We do, of course, accept those tests, or those different test scores, but we know that coming and participating in our ESL Academy represents the students who have the highest GPAs. So I definitely want to encourage you to check that out. So our location and our campus. Here you can see on this map, Colorado is highlighted. We're in the central western part of the country. Denver is the capital city. It is a very clean, fresh Rocky Mountain environment. So about maybe driving for 45 minutes to 1 hour in almost any direction will take you to an incredible place in nature, whether it can be the top of Mount Evans, and I encourage you to look this up. It's the highest paved road in the United States. You can drive to the top of a mountain, or you could go to a place called Garden of the Gods, or Sand Dunes National Park, or Rocky Mountain National Park. getting out in nature and being in those clean, fresh, blue sky environments. We have over 300 days of sunshine a year. That is a big part of what it means to go to school in Denver and to be a part of the state of Colorado. And we love having our international students come and learn about what it is like to live here, to connect with nature in those ways, and have that part of their experience, because I think it makes the academics a little bit easier when you have these great places to go in the evening or on the weekend to offset all the academic rigor that is happening in the classroom. We are the largest city for about 1,500 kilometers in every direction. So this means we are very important to the economy in the western part of the United States. Everything that comes through the United States almost always comes through Denver. We have a place here called the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. Outside of New York City, it has the most houses for the performing arts than anywhere else in the country. So right now, if you follow these things, there is a pre-Broadway showing of a new musical, Frozen, that is being played in Denver first before it goes to Broadway. And of course, there are sold out shows and students can get discount tickets with their student IDs. It just creates a lot of fun energy. A lot is happening in Denver. I really like being in a campus that is part of the city. We say in our tagline, "See you in the city," because our campus is right next to the city. So we have lots of green space, and you can see in this picture the students sitting on the bench. Our campus is its own space, lots of green space, and it's beautiful, and there's all kinds of places to sit around and hang out. But you just have to cross the street and you can get into downtown Denver very easily. So it's quite nice. Let's see, we're home to many Fortune 500, top 1,000 companies. We have large global corporations that we can help you get placed with for internships or for career placement upon graduation. But because we have one of the strongest city economies in the United States, we have a lot of startups. So I know several international students who've done more than one internship. They wanted to have an experience with a large company, but also have an experience with a startup because that builds their skill set so they can see the whole scope of what a business might go through, and it really prepares them well for their career ambitions. Let's see. Also, again, pictures of the Rocky Mountains. Here you can see the bikes. We have a lot of activities where we have a new wellness center that's coming on, being built on campus. It'll be ready in the spring of 2018. Part of that program is being able to get access to the equipment you need. The example that comes to mind, there's something called snowshoeing. You may never have heard of this. When I moved to Colorado, I was skeptical about the idea of snowshoeing, but you could rent these at a very, very affordable price and then go up into the mountains and go snowshoeing. And it gives you access. It's like hiking, but you can go in places where you normally couldn't walk with just your regular shoes or boots. Just a tremendous amount of fun. And the campus and the student life are always looking for ways to engage students so that you have these opportunities. Sometimes international students have a car, sometimes they don't. You have these options, but you'll almost always have a friend who has a car who can get you these places. There are buses and trains that get up into the mountains, so you have that as an option. And of course, your friends. You're going to make friends on campus, or there are going to be campus-run activities that will give you the opportunity to get out into the nature of Colorado. So, getting around and safety. We are a very commuter-friendly city. So for myself, I live a little bit further from downtown. I'm still in the city of Denver, but I will ride my bike about 10 minutes. Then I will get on our light rail. So I'll take my bike onto the train. This is permitted. There's a special accommodation for bicycles. I'll ride the train for 7 minutes and then hop off and ride maybe another 5 or 10 minutes to get to my office on campus. So this is a very easy way for me to live a little bit further away from downtown. Having an apartment where you get a beautiful view of the mountains downtown is going to be expensive. But if you live a little bit further away from downtown, which many students do. First off, I should stress, we have Campus Village. This is a place where students, of course, can live on campus. I would love for you to look at that as an option. They have many different floor plans. You could have a single, you could have a double, you could have triples, you can have a private kitchen, you could have a public kitchen. They have lots of options. Campus Village is our on-campus accommodation. If you don't live on campus, though, you can use the buses, you can use the light rail, both of which you'll have access to with your student ID. So this is very convenient for you. But you could also have a bicycle. If you don't have a bicycle, we actually have a program in Denver called V-Cycle, where you can essentially rent a bicycle. They have stations all over the place where you can pick one up, ride your bike to wherever you need to go, and then you can park it and then secure it in a different location all for a very, very affordable rate. Lots of different options. When you're on campus, we have a campus police force that also works with the Denver police force so that we have as safe a campus environment as possible. We have call boxes all throughout campus, the emergency telephone. So for most places on campus, you can see one of these boxes. So if there's a blue light, and you would know right where to go if you saw something and you needed to alert the authorities. The night ride service is if you are on campus and maybe you need to get to the other side of campus, but you're by yourself and maybe it's getting dark because it's the evening, the night ride service will pick you up where you are and take you to that other location. Especially when students are new and just learning the campus and understanding getting around. This is a very convenient way to be safe, but also get where you need to be on time. Also, we encourage all students to sign up for the emergency warnings that would come through text message or email. This is just in case there is an emergency. Sometimes it could be about weather, it could be about maybe a building is closed for maybe the power went out or the water, whatever it could be. Being able to get those notifications by text message and by email will make your life a lot easier if and when those things happen. Okay. So how to apply? I hope the University of Colorado Denver sounds like a place that you would be interested in applying to. Very soon, the application will be open for fall of 2018. We are just starting the fall of 2017, so usually at the beginning of October is when the application will open for fall of 2018. So definitely watch for that. We are already accepting applications for January of 2018. So if you wanted to come for the spring or for the summer, we would have options there. Fall of 18, you're going to need to wait until October, but you'll be able to see the application there. Our process is very simple. For students, I want to start talking about English language proficiency. For students who plan to go to our ESL Academy, you can apply to a degree program, and we may consider you for conditional admission. And this would include, if you get it, you would automatically be admitted to our ESL Academy. So conditional admission, for any bachelor's program, we offer conditional admission. This means we will review all of your academics, and as long as everything meets our requirements, with the exception of English, we can offer you conditional admission, and then you get until the start of your desired term to satisfy that requirement, either through TOEFL, IELTS, Pearson's Test of English, or coming and joining our ESL Academy for a little while. Our ESL Academy has 5 terms per year. So if you start at level 1, this usually means you would have about a 35 on the TOEFL. And I understand you may never have taken the test and don't know this, but you can contact us and we'll help you understand it. We wouldn't be able to help a student who is a complete beginner, but if you are a high beginner, low intermediate, you're going to join us and you would be able to stay with us for 5 terms, and then you would be ready for university, have preparation at the level for academic English at a university. Some of our other exceptions, there are certain countries that we will waive language proficiency for. If you attended a US accredited high school or university, there are some exceptions. If you took the International Baccalaureate, if you did the diploma program and took the English tests or A-levels or AP exams, there are some other ways we would offer an exemption to the language proficiency requirement. If you think you meet one of those, please ask us first. We'll give you clarification. We'll send it to you in email and writing so that you have documentation of that exception. So I'm going to speak for a few minutes about the undergraduate application. For an undergraduate student pursuing a bachelor's degree, there is the online application. This should take you about 5 to 10 minutes to complete at most. We just need a little bit of information about you, where you went to school, all the different schools that you went to, so that we know what transcripts to be watching for when you send in your documents. There is an application fee, and part of this helps. We do not ask you to have your foreign transcripts or mark sheets reviewed by an outside company. We will do that inside. So even though you may not have a 4.0 GPA system or the kind of scale that is common in America, or in the United States, with that application fee, we will review your academic transcripts and do that evaluation inside, and this is much less expensive than using one of the other services. We will ask for official transcripts from your complete academic record. If you only have one copy of something, email us first and we may be able to accept a scan. And then if you are admitted, we'll ask to see the original at that time. But please contact us first if you think you need to do that. We will look for language proficiency. The SAT or ACT, this is a standardized test, very common in the United States. These are not required for admission to our undergraduate programs. At some universities, this is required. I will say, though, there is an exception. If you're looking for direct full admission into our College of Engineering and Applied Science, they like to see the SAT. They will require it. If you do not have the SAT, you can start as a pre-engineering student without the SAT, and then after a short time, you will then transition into being a full student in the College of Engineering and Applied Science. So there's always a pathway to the degree programs for a bachelor's student without an SAT. At the graduate level, the first caution I need to give is that every graduate program it has the opportunity to have a special requirement that I may not list here. So you want to pay attention to the list of instructions that come from the graduate school or graduate program you apply to. But the typical information that we ask for, again, the online application and the application fee, will look for your complete academic record. So this means if you went to 2 different schools, we need to receive the transcripts from both of those schools. That's what it means to have the complete academic record. Your program may require a GRE or GMAT, one of these examinations. We will look for a statement of purpose. My advice on a statement of purpose. This is where you are going to talk about why you want to study at the University of Colorado, Denver, why you want to do the research that you are, or pursue the program that you are applying to. I would encourage you to look at the faculty in the department, see the type of research that they are doing, and make some references to them in your statement of purpose. This will show that you've done research and you are genuinely interested in our program. My goal is to help students find the University of Colorado, Denver, and it be a good fit for them. Sometimes it happens, a student will look at what the research the faculty are doing, and they'll actually determine that maybe this isn't a good fit for them. I would rather you find that out when you're applying than when you arrive to campus. So it's an important process to go look at the faculty, see what they're doing, make sure it's a good fit for you and what your goals are. We will ask for letters of recommendation. When you apply, we will ask you to give us the email addresses of those people who will do your letters of recommendation, and then you'll have the power to log into your system and invite them to do that application or that letter of recommendation. As many reminders as you need to send, you'll have the power to do that. If you are in a special circumstance where the person who's going to write a letter for you does not speak English, please email us. We will make a special accommodation. They could write their letter of recommendation, you could get it certified or translated, and then we will be able to accept that. But that will be a special circumstance that you should email us about if that is your situation. Then again, we'll ask for language proficiency, and there may be a special requirement for your individual program that I don't have listed here, but you'll want to look for when you visit their website or if you're talking to that department. Okay, let's see. Looking to see if any questions have come in. I don't see any questions right now, which is perfectly good. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, moving into the next slide. Okay, a little bit about cost, financial aid, common questions. For an undergraduate student, our tuition right now is around $26,000 US for the full year. So in the context of the United States, this is a very competitive tuition cost for a research institution with the rankings that we have and being in a major city, all of these things. $26,000 US is a very competitive price. There are many other schools in Colorado, just in Colorado, that are almost double that amount. When it comes to living expenses, we have to make an estimate. We do not know for certain if you're going to live in Campus Village, if you will have a private room or have roommates. You might live in an apartment downtown. There are a lot of options that could change the actual cost of living. But our estimate for a student who would live in Campus Village is around $14,000 for all the meals that you would need and for living in Denver while you are a student here. We also have to factor in some costs. We make an estimate for books and insurance and some other things. When you apply, and if you are admitted, the next step is going to be to get your I-20. This is a document from the US government so that you can get your visa to travel to the United States. The number that's very common to ask is your I-20 number. The process will be that we will admit you, then we'll ask you to do something called an immigration clearance form, and you don't need to worry about this today. But we will ask you to show us financial resources that you can pay the first year of tuition. And then, first year of your costs, so tuition and living expenses, et cetera. And this is what many universities will refer to as their I-20 number. So you will need to show that you have $44,668 available to you as an undergraduate student for us to be able to issue a visa. Now, you don't have to spend that much. The tuition will be the same, but your living expenses, you can do a lot to affect how much you spend there. You could have a roommate, or you could have 2 roommates, or you could eat in different ways, how you spend money, eat out versus cooking at home. There's a lot of ways to save money. For graduate students, what I need to emphasize is that our different programs have different expenses. Architecture is going to have a different cost than if you're doing something in public health versus doing something in the business school. But for the typical student, for our most common students, the costs look like this. Tuition is around 18,000 US dollars. We estimate living expenses to be around $19,000. And for our I-20, the I-20 number for a graduate student is around 40,000 US dollars. Now, there are some programs where this number will be higher, and we, of course, can connect you to our website where all of this is listed. If you're going to pursue English with us, to study academic English, which I certainly encourage you to do, because again, we know that the students who go to our ESL Academy, even for 1 term, perform better, have higher GPAs, and are happier, more successful once they're in their degree programs. The tuition cost is around $3,769 for 1 term. 1 term is 8 weeks. And then the I-20 amount, which incorporates the cost of living expectation, is just under 7,000 US dollars per term. You are going to get a copy of this presentation as part of the follow-up. We're also going to post a recording of the presentation online for you to reference later. Okay, one of the most successful things we have found for our students to learn about CU Denver, to determine if it's a good fit, is to connect with us on social media. We have 3 major platforms for social media. We have a WhatsApp group, and you can see our phone number there. You can find us on WhatsApp. We have WeChat, which is most popular in China. And then we have an Instagram account where we post different pictures and updates. And then in the comments, we have a lot of back and forth with students. I encourage you to connect with us through social media. We have global ambassadors. These are current students, mostly international students, but some are permanent residents or just US citizens who are interested in helping international students. But they will be available to answer all of the questions that you have, whether it is about the application process, trying to get in touch with a faculty member. Let me give you this advice. This week and next week, all of our new students are arriving to campus. So our faculty are very focused on them. So if you have a question for a faculty member, I encourage you to wait maybe till the middle of September, because I think then you'll get a lot faster personal attention. Right now, they're real focused on all the activities for the start of the new year. So I don't want you to feel like there is a delay. But if you find us on social media, our student ambassadors and our global ambassadors are available to help you right away, and we'll try to answer all of your questions. So again, WhatsApp is our most popular way to connect with students, but we have WeChat, and Instagram is also a fun way. Please follow us there. We're posting pictures of campus, all the different activities, and again, in the comments section, you can ask us questions, and we're available to answer them for you. Okay. So this is me. Again, I'm the Director for International Enrollment Management. There is a chance that we will be coming to your city or country sometime this fall or spring. We have an events part of our website. So if you visit us at International Admissions at the University of Colorado, you can see events and fairs, and you'll see the different education fairs that we're going to attend. We encourage you to join us, meet us there. But you can always just find us online, find our social media, global ambassadors, or just send me an email. Application@ucdenver.edu, always available. Here you can see our website and our phone number. We always welcome phone calls. Want to just stress again, we will send this presentation to you by email. A video of it should be posted somewhere in the next week or so. And we're very excited to have you interested in the University of Colorado Denver. I'm going to stay on for a few minutes to see if there are any chat questions through the chat window. I'm going to message in there now. Please feel free to ask any questions. And if you don't have any questions right now, that's no problem. Just send us an email, find us on WhatsApp or Instagram, and we will be available for you right away. And while I'm waiting to see if anybody has any questions, I'll just give it a minute or two. If there aren't any questions, that's good. That means I tried, or I was able to answer a lot of them in the presentation. If you contact international admissions, one of the things we encourage you to do is to look at the website for any of the degree programs you're interested in. Once you've read and reviewed that information, feel free to contact us with questions about the application process or getting in touch with a faculty member. Sometimes students like to talk with an academic advisor before they complete their application. We'll try to help you with that. We do, actually, I should say, we prefer that you complete the application before we connect you with an academic advisor. This way you're in our system and people can see your transcripts, and it's just a lot more efficient of a process. Yeah. Okay, well, behind me, you can see this is just a picture of our campus. Of course, it's an incredibly beautiful picture, but we have over 300 days of sunshine a year in Denver. So seeing this is not an uncommon thing to see. We do have all 4 seasons. Sometimes you may think about Denver and you'll see the mountains and think that we are covered in snow all of the time, but this is not true. We will get snowstorms, so there are days with snow and it can get cold in the winter. But when the sun comes out, the snow melts usually within a day or 2, and if you are in the sunshine, you're usually comfortable even when it is a winter day. Yeah. Okay, I don't see any more. Oh, there we go. One more question just came in. Okay, so can we talk a little bit about the prospects for financial aid for prospective students? This is an important question. At the graduate level, each school and college have different programs for how they can support international students. This year, we had one student who received a $10,000 scholarship, one international student from the School of Education and Human Development. So, of course, this was a big award. We were real excited for them. Within the other schools and colleges, usually the awards they can offer are between $1,000 and $3,000 per year. Sometimes there are teaching assistantships, which help even further with the cost of tuition. You can work on campus. International students can work up to 20 hours a week on campus. I also should mention there's something called CPT and then OPT. CPT is a program, career practical training. This is similar to having an internship. It's permission to work off campus, but on something that is focused on your degree or your academic career goals. OPT is an option that happens after graduation. It's called optional practical training, and it gives you permission to stay in the country for up to 2 years, especially for the STEM fields, or sometimes this is called STEAM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. If you hear it called STEAM, this is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. So different programs have different requirements, but those are ways that you can stay and earn some money. But for most of our programs, it's about $1,000 to $3,000, and then the assistantships you would have to apply for. But this is a great question. Once you start an application, to talk with the individual department. If you have questions, maybe you're not getting an answer quickly or you're not able to find the information on the website, talk to us on social media or send us an email at application@ucdenver.edu. This is something that we answer every email every day, except the weekend. So every business day we answer every email. So we'll get back to you pretty quickly with the information that you need. Sometimes we do need to connect with a person in the school or college, but we know who those people are, so it helps speed up that process of getting you those answers. So that's a very important question. Thank you for asking that. Yeah. Okay, well, in the next few days, you're going to get a thank you message with a copy of today's presentation. Over the next week or so, we'll post a video of today's presentation to our website. And then as additional questions come in, of course, feel free to contact us. If you have friends or family who might be interested in CU Denver, feel free to send that email along with our presentation, or have them connect with us at our website, international.ucdenver.edu, with the /tell-me-more, and we can sign them up, get some more information, and hopefully we'll be seeing you at the University of Colorado Denver sometime soon. So thank you very much. Really appreciate your participation today. I hope you have a great day.